A conflict of interest arises when the broker has a pre-existing relationship with another person, and that relationship might hinder their ability to fully represent the needs of their client. The pre-existing relationship comes in many forms. It is most commonly due to kinship, employment, partnership, common membership, religious affiliation, or civic ties. However, a conflict of interest can arise more broadly out of any other socio-economic context. Now, the pre-existing relationship alone doesn't constitute a conflict. The relationship must create the potential that it might impede the licensee's ability to represent the client. Notice I said might hinder their ability to fully represent the needs of the client. The potentiality itself creates a conflict, even if in practice the agent's duties are not compromised. So, does the existence of a pre-existing relationship that might impede the licensee's ability to represent a client automatically kill a deal? Not so fast. You can still properly represent your client when a conflict of interest, whether realized or potential, is disclosed at the time it occurs or as soon as possible after the conflict arises. Typically, the conflict arises prior to providing a buyer with property information or taking a listing from a seller. The disclosure creates transparency in the transaction. It reveals to the client the bias held by the agent, which, when disclosed, allows the client to take the bias into consideration in negotiations. The disclosure and consent does not neutralize the inherent bias itself. However, it does neutralize the element of deceit, which would breach the agent's fiduciary duty if left undisclosed. A client's tardy discovery of conflict and their complaint to the CalBRI for failure to make the disclosure and obtain consent before continuing to advise or act on behalf of the client are grounds for suspension or revocation of the agent's or broker's license by CalBRI.